6 o'clock, good evening, and welcome to LJ News. I'm in my mid-50s. I have a secure job earning more than $130,000 per year, and I've owned my home for 22 years. But I'm penniless. I don't have a gambling problem or any other addiction. Like many right now, I'm experiencing mortgage stress. This is commonly defined as spending 30% of your salary on housing. I'm spending 50%, up from 15% less than a year ago. Sometimes I feel physically sick, paralyzed by my inability to participate in any social life or provide my children with the experiences I enjoyed as a child. It feels like a self-induced lockdown where everyone else gets to go outside. I bought my Melbourne home in 2001 for $500,000. My mortgage was approximately $240,000 and very comfortable at the time. In 2019, I had to refinance due to divorce and took out a new mortgage of $750,000, just over the average Australian mortgage. At this time, half of the loan was fixed interest with initial repayments of a manageable $1,500 per month. There are now $4,200 and far from manageable. I'm a single dad and share custody of my two primary school-aged children. Every time I buy them clothes or even switch on the lights, I'm forced to pause. If the spending or activity is discretionary, I can't afford it. No social coffees, no physio, no out-of-pocket medical or dental procedures, no long hot showers. In May 2022, when the interest rates first started to rise, I tried to find extra income. I sold my bike, camper trailer, children's toys, clothes, and furniture. I soon reached a point where there was little else to sell without seriously impacting on my children's sense of self and well-being. It's for this reason, too, that I've decided not to rent out one of their bedrooms. It would bring in a few $100s per month, but it's their space of safety and comfort, and it feels like a bridge too far. I've tried to cut costs. I've changed gas and electricity providers. I use friends' logins for streaming services. I've reduced private health insurance to the minimal cover. I'm no longer able to pay for my children's piano or swimming lessons. I've reduced my food bill from $220 to $140 per week, and when my kids are with their mum, there are times when I barely eat, knowing that every dollar I save on my food, I can spend on theirs when I see them next. I'm happy to make this sacrifice if it means I can keep my house. Excuse me. I've serviced a home loan for 22 years, and my credit history is blemish-free, but I'm unable to refinance or qualify for an interest-free credit card. I've even had to borrow $14,000 from friends who know there's little chance of seeing their money in the near future. For Christmas, some gave me cash so I could buy ice creams for my kids. I cannot begin to express how humiliating my financial situation is for a highly qualified professional in their mid-50s who earns a really good income. I feel confused and angry by the Reserve Bank of Australia's approach. I don't understand why households with a mortgage are forced to do the heavy lifting in reducing inflation for everyone. I don't understand why the government can afford to give tax breaks for property investors and people with multi-million-dollar superannuation balances when it won't lift support payments for those most in need. It's also tough to know investment properties are setting vast because it's financially advantageous for their owners to let them on a short-term basis rather than to long-term tenants. There's a burgeoning wealth gap between the haves and have-nots, and those in mortgage stress are simply boosting bank profits. I don't count myself among our country's most vulnerable, but I'm awake most nights, feeling helpless and sick to my stomach. For many, the Australian dream has become a nightmare. Thank you all very much for watching this 100th LJ News article. What a big milestone! So, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel before, maybe I think you should go and do it, along with the other LJ channels. You must subscribe to those. Anyways, I'll see you in the next LJ News article.